Hi, welcome to Math Monday. This is where you come to discover how to have fun with math, learning it, teaching it, and doing it. And today, this session, we're going to be finding out 5 gazillion. That's a lot, isn't it? Well, we're going to find out a lot of ways that we can use cards, playing cards like this, to practice and learn math skills all the way from kindergarten through high school. I'm Linda Cordes, and during times of social proximity, I'm a math specialist, a math turnaround specialist. And what that means is that I help teachers make math fun and interesting so that even their strugglers and their math haters actually become math-loving achievers. And now I am helping you do the same thing. And today I am Grandma Kiki, and this is
Gavino.
Yeah, Gavino is my first grade buddy who is going to help us play some of these games and talk about these games. Hi, Miss Veronica. So, why cards for math and why games? Well, there's a lot of good reasons. First of all, games are fun, okay? And games are an application, so there's no longer that need to ask, why am I doing this? You have a reason to do it. You even have an urgency to get good at it because you want to play the game and you want to win. The other thing is you are doing math as you're playing the game. It's not boring like a worksheet, and actually you end up doing a whole lot more practice just because it's a game and there's more stuff there to do. And like I said, it's fun and it's a good challenge. And why cards? Well, cards are like so available. Almost everybody has cards in their home. And if you don't, my favorite place, I'm always talking about Dollar Tree. Look at this buy. I found packs of 2 cards at Dollar Tree for $1. That's awesome, like 50 cents a package. Do the math. All right, and the other thing is cards are so versatile that once you learn a few math games for specific skills, you're going to start making them up on your own or changing the game so that it fits another kind of math skill. So really versatile. And and like I said, we're going to be showing you stuff from kindergarten all the way through high school. So when you play with cards, you know that you have the numbers, you have black and red, and you have the suits. So there's a lot of possibilities you can do with them. So what a lot of people do is they use the number cards for their face value. And then when you get to face cards, you can do different things with them. You can either make them be 10, you can leave them out, or you can make them be 0. Also, if you have jokers, a lot of times you make those equal to the zeros. And then the ace, let's see if I have an ace in here.
2 aces.
2 aces right together there. And the aces, you can make either 11 or 1. So, because you know in the deck of cards, it starts with 2, so you need something to be a 1. An ace is a good thing for that, okay? All right, so we're going to jump in and we're going to do a couple of games right off the bat, and we're going to start with kindergarten and we're going to move all the way up through some high school skills. And we're not going to show you a whole bunch of games, but at the end of this, I'm going to tell you where you can get a hold of more of these, plus these games, the directions. Some people, like if you're a classroom teacher or you're doing a Zoom class, you might want to have some way to know what the kids are actually doing if you can't play one-on-one like me and Gavi here. So there's some score sheets and game sheets that'll go along with this, and I'll tell you how you can get all that at the end of this. But we're going to show you, the first game is called, do you remember the name? Line. Kids do it in kindergarten all the time. When you have to go somewhere, what do?
Park.
Lineup. Okay,
Don't
this
play
is called
Fortnite?
No, not Fortnite. We're playing cards today. Okay, so I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit so you can see our table. I hope it doesn't fall over. Okay, there we go. All right, so you can kind of see the table down here. So this is a very simple game. One important thing for like either preschool or kindergarten is putting numbers in order 1 to 10. And so we took most of the face cards out. If we come across any, we'll take them out as we go, okay? And in this game, what we're trying to do is line up the cards across from 1 to 10. And so we just put the cards down and we take turns. You can go first, Gavi. So he picked the number, okay, and show him what you picked.
5.
Okay, so he's going to put it kind of in the middle because 5 is in the middle. And then I take my card. I got 10. So 10 is going to go down at the end. So what we're doing is we're lining up the cards in order from 1 to 10.
Another 10?
If you get another 10 like he did, he just puts it on top of the 10 that he already has down there. Okay? And I got another 5, so I'm going to put it on top of my 5 that I already have down there. Let's see, if we move these back this way, I think they can see it. There we go. Okay, so the 4 goes there. And we keep playing like this. There's 9. We'll play till we have a winner. So the winner is going to be the first person the person who's able to complete it. Like put the last card down for in order. All right, 8. Okay, so see I have my 6 and 9. I'm going to have to move either those over or these over to get the 8 in there.
Can I move the camera back so I can see all of your head?
I want them to see the table. I want everybody to see the table. Okay, so what did you pick?
10.
Okay, great. All right, and 9 right there. Okay, and your turn. We're going to have a winner pretty soon. 5, 4,
3.
3. Uh-oh, where's that going to go? Switch those around. Okay. So what are we missing? We're missing something between 6 and 7. What's going to go there?
7.
Yep.
Right here.
I gave away the answer, didn't I? 2. Got a 2. Okay, what's next?
Another 2.
Another 2. Okay. 3.
2.
2. We need a 1 and a 7. 9. Let's go, let's go.
3.
3. 7. Ah!
5.
7. We need a 1. Whoever gets the 1 is going to be the winner. I got a 6.
8.
7.
Another 7.
Wow. Ah! I got the ace. Okay, so you see, that's a simple kindergarten game. There are lots more for all those kindergarten skills, okay? So now, let me kind of adjust this a little bit. Okay, can you see? Oh, you can't see Gavi. I'm taller than someone for once. Okay, still can't see everybody. There we go. Okay, I love iPhones. All right, so now let's move on and talk about maybe first, second grade, where you're adding and subtracting. And some of you watched a video that we did last week, right? We did a video, and we were showing a game, and it's just, you use the numbers and you add them, okay? Only you play it sort of like I Declare War, but we're more peaceful than that in this house, and so we call it I Love Math. So in this game, you deal out all the cards. There we go.
And do not look at them.
Yeah, do not look at them. Gavino's pretty good at that. It's the grandma you have to watch. Okay, so we'll play like we have all of them passed out, okay? In this game, you can use all the cards, okay? And the face cards are going to be 10. Okay, so what we do is you could do this like a kindergarten level would be just drawing one card and comparing them, and the one that gets the bigger card wins, okay? But if you want to bump it up and do addition or subtraction, you can do it either way. You're going to draw the first 2 cards off your deck, so when you draw your 2 cards, show what you have. Okay, and you have to add them together. So I have 18. What do you have? Oh my gosh, right off the bat, we have an I Love Math challenge.
I
So
didn't even
now,
look.
Okay, so you remember how to do this?
Yep.
All right, so I put one card down. Love, math. And then we turn over the next two. Show them to the camera. Okay. And it looks like I have 10. What do you have?
I have 16.
Ah, okay. So he wins all those cards. And, I'm sure most of you watching this, you're pretty familiar with how that game goes. And so you play until one of the players runs out of cards and then the other person is the winner. Or if it goes on forever and ever, what we do is we say, okay, we're going to play one more minute, and whoever has the most cards in that at the end of that time is the winner. So, you be creative. You make your own rules. It's your game. You do it how you want. The main thing is that you're practicing some math skills, and you might also be teaching them at the same time. So, are you giggling about dropping cards? Okay, pick them up. We're going to show them how to make this a little more challenging, okay? All right. So that wasn't much of a challenge for Gavino because he's got this down, and we've been practicing. I think it's actually moving into second grade. He's at the end of first grade. We're moving into second grade, and it's adding more than two numbers and using some mental math, looking for compatible numbers. Like, for example, if I had these three, I could put the two threes together and say that's 6 and 2, okay? Or if I had a face card and a 3 and a 3, I could say that's 6 plus 10. Or I could say 13. I could even put those together because that's easy too, 13 and 3. So lots of different mental math strategies, and if you're good at them, then you can start finding those strategies and helping your child discover them as well. So let's just kind of show them how this goes real quickly, okay? You're not looking at your cards, remember?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, okay. All right.
No.
Okay, so 3 cards, and we put them down.
26.
I only had 8, okay? So he would get those cards, and we play it the same way. And then once the child gets really good at doing this, then you might want to, this is where I talked about, I think, varying it a little bit. Maybe I didn't talk about that yet, but I'm going to. So you could do something like change the rules slightly and say that the first person to call out their answer, and of course it has to be correct, is going to win the cards. So even if I had, let's say I had 28 and he had 20, but he said 20 before I say 28, then he's going to get the cards, okay? So then it becomes more about speed and accuracy at the same time than just, I'm going to wave. Hi, Sue. All right, so let's see. That's first, second grade. And of course, we were adding, but you could also subtract. So you could say, and this is kind of interesting, so this would be 10 minus 4. And some people say, well, what if you made the black the first number, and the 4 would be the number you're subtracting? Well, that might work for lower grades until you get to something where they subtract and it ends up being a negative number, but we'll talk about that in a little bit, okay? For grade 3 to 5, especially as they get into grade 3, the big thing is multiplication facts. So now, when you draw 2 cards, instead of adding them, you could multiply them, okay? So then you're practicing your multiplication facts. And let's say I did a 3 and an ace. What would that be if I was multiplying? Say it louder.
33.
Yeah, Gavino learned that just the other day, and see, we were playing cards when he learned that, so that was pretty cool. So that's what I'm saying is it's way more fun to practice math in a game, and it gives you that urgency, that reason to actually learn the skill and use it and practice it. Let me see, what else would you do at 3 to 5? Oh, you can just use these cards as random, what I call random number generators. So let's say you're practicing two digit times one digit. So you pick 3 cards, and you could be strategic, or you could just say the first 2 cards are the number that you're gonna, so this would be, we're not gonna say 9, we're gonna say this is 45 and 6, so we would take 45 times 6. Now you can be strategic and let them arrange the numbers any way they want. And you could say the winner of the round is the person who gets the highest number when you multiply. So then they have to be strategic and think, should I say 54 times 6, or should I say 64 times 5? What's going to give me the biggest answer? And then to vary it, you could also say the winner is the person who gets the smallest number. So you can do it either way. All right, so that's kind of, we're going really fast through these games, but like I said, I'm going to show you where you can find the directions for the games, and actually more games than what we're showing you at the end of this. Okay, so let's move up to middle school. You want to be a middle school kid right now? Okay, so the same games we've already played, you can still play, except now you can introduce integers. So I always use the red cards are negatives and the black cards are
Plus.
positives, yes. And so one of the first skills that you do is ordering them or putting them on a number line. So remember that kindergarten lineup game? We could play the exact same game, only create an integer number line. And that in that game, we do want a 0. So we would either use like a jack is 0 or the joker is 0. We want to put those in the deck so that we can create those, okay? So that would be the first thing. Put them in order on the number line. A second big thing is comparing them. Like, for example, let me find a good one to show you with. Okay, so this is a concept kids will struggle with at first if they don't understand integers. If you ask them which one is larger, they'll say the 6. But when they realize, oh, wait a minute, that's -6, the 4 is bigger. So if you're playing I Declare War or I Love Math, you can use these. You could use it that way. And then the other thing that's tricky is, which is more, -5 or -6? So by playing the game, you're giving them practice and thinking about it, and then you can also go back to your number line that you've made. So that's why it's kind of important to play that lineup game first, okay? So ordering, comparing, and then you go into the operations. So adding. So again, you can play the games where you're adding the numbers. And my favorite game that I used to play with my middle school students was, let's see, 21. We used to play 21.
21.
And we play it just like blackjack 21, only the red cards are negative and the black cards are positive. And so then you're having to think about, okay, how do I get close to 21 without going over? And then when you get those negative cards, that brings your total down. So it's pretty challenging, okay? All right, so that was middle school. Now you're probably wondering, okay, great, what do we do with high school? Okay, so remember when we talked at the beginning about how versatile these cards are? So, Gabino, do you know what the suits are? Like this suit is called spades, right?
I think.
You didn't think? Okay, it is. There you go, spades. How about that one?
Hearts.
Okay, so we have hearts. We have
Reds, diamonds.
diamonds, okay. And what are we missing? We're missing, do you know what these are called?
3-leaf clovers.
Yeah, they look like 3-leaf clovers, but they're called clubs in cards, okay? We call them clubs. So now you have, guess what? Variables. So you can call your clubs could be C's. So now you could play games where you pull out cards and you have to simplify expressions. For example, now you probably wouldn't want to use all 4 suits at the same time. I would maybe stick with 2 suits. So like pull out all your clubs and all your diamonds, and then these become your variables. So I have 1C plus 2D. And then let's say you pull 5 cards and then you have to simplify it. That's not, give me another diamond. Okay, so now let's say I pulled this, then I would have 10. And what I really like about this is one thing kids have trouble with when they first start using variables is understanding what the heck are those letters stand for. Well, and then they also see, okay, I could obviously put these together because they're diamonds and I don't have anything, I can't mix this with these, okay? So I really like the idea of using these to show what we call like terms in algebra. And then if you want to go a little bit further, before you play the game, you could say, all right, well, I want them to evaluate these also. But if I don't know what the value of clubs is and what the value of diamonds is, I can just say for this game, Gavino, what do you want clubs to be worth? What do you want C to equal? Give me a number between 1 and 10.
1 and 10. 6.
6. Okay, so C is going to equal 6, and then D, give me another number between 1 and 6, but not 6. I mean 1 and 10, but not 6.
Say about 4.
4. Okay, so now C is going to equal 6, and D is going to equal 4. So that now you can play the game where you draw. I would have them draw maybe 4 or 5 cards, combine the like terms, and then evaluate it. So we said that the diamonds were worth, the D's are 4, so you have 10D, 10 times 4 is 40, and then you have 1C, which is 6, so you evaluate it by putting those values in. Yes, see, you're ready for middle school. Awesome.
46.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. We've kind of given you games at each level. And now I just kind of want to talk about using your imagination and a few general rules to keep in mind to keep it fun and to keep it mathy at the same time. So the first rule is have fun. So if you see that your child is struggling, then you need to pull back and either make it easier or adjust it and make it harder if they're getting bored with it or you see that they're ready to move on to the next skill. I want you to think about a circle and like this, okay? And that's an S in the middle, and that stands for where their skills are now. And then there's an outside circle that is the next level of their skill. Okay, and there's actually, more of these circles. And it's kind of like in life, you feel really comfortable in here. That's where you want to start the game. But then you want to start to push it, get creative, and make it go a little more challenging so that they have to come out here. And then once they're out here and you're helping and you're supporting and they're having fun with it, then guess what? This is no longer their little bitty circle of skills. Now they're in that big circle of skills and they're ready to push out to the next level. All right, so I want you to keep that visual in mind. And I think that's, maybe have some scratch paper. With little kids, you want to have some counters available for them to use, manipulatives that will help them if they need it. You're probably wondering, what about calculators? If the calculator is appropriate, yes, but the games we played today, the calculator probably wasn't necessary because we're kind of working on mental math skills and simple addition and subtraction, multiplication, and division, okay? But if you get into some other games where a calculator would be appropriate, yeah, go ahead, have that ready there too. So, next week, oh, told you I was going to tell you where to get more info about these games. So at my website, which is redhotmath.com. What is that again?
redhotmath.com.
Thank you. Glad you were listening. redhotmath.com. You're going to see when you go to the home page, there's a little red skinny banner that says COVID Math Help for Parents. And you click on that, and it's going to allow you to download a parent guide. Okay, well, that's not where the card games are, but once you get into that group where you get that the math tips and the tips for homeschooling math for parents, then you'll also get a couple more emails with more tips, and I think it's the third or the fourth one is going to contain all these games, score sheets, and everything else you need to help you play them. And so what I'm hoping you do is maybe look at this video again, go to the website, Red Hot Math, click on that and fill out the info and get your parent guide and your free games. And then try some of the games and comment on this post and let me know how they're working for you. If you have questions, if you change them and you make up your own games, that would be awesome to know those too, to share those. Okay, so next week when we do Math Monday, we're going to do a gazillion. We're going to do 5 gazillion ways to use dice, okay, to learn math. And just a little hint, get fun with your dice if you can, but we'll talk about that next week, okay? And until then, this is
Davina
and Grandma Kiki, and we want you to be safe, have fun with math, and instead of spreading germs, spread some math love, okay? Thanks, everybody. Bye.